I'll bring this up. One of the points that was made against my book was that I talked about motherhood. This woman thought that it was infantilizing to tell women that they should be mothers, which, I think tells you everything about
infantilizing to tell women to become mothers.
That the motherhood is infantilizing.
How wild. It's like it's the polar opposite of infantilizing.
Yeah.
You're saying, stop being an infant. Care about other people.
Exactly. Get out of your own head. Yeah. And her argument was that it's better to call, it's better for a woman to call herself a primary caregiver. That was which is just wild too.
Primary caregiver day instead of Mother's Day.
Yeah. Which, a lot of people just live with that. I recently heard a story about a man who was gay and had, he and his husband had a baby. Somehow got a surrogate and had a baby. And he hired a primary caregiver and, thought everything was going to go well until, of course, the gardener's like, do you know the primary caregiver is just watching TV all day and neglecting your daughter? I mean, what a mess. He fired her. And then he was like, this is hard. I don't have a mom. Like, where do you get another I mean, obviously you can hire somebody, but that's devastating to a child who's only been attached to one person for 2 years.
It is funny,
change it.
I know of people, who are quote unquote married to another dude and they've got surrogates and it's so bloody sad.
It's so sad.
It's so bloody sad. And you feel guilty saying it, right? Because you know that there are some men and women in these relationships who like have good intentions and they love their children.
Right.
But they're saying, my children do not need a mother.
Yeah. That's the
my children
crazy
actually
thing.
do not need a father.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Right.
Even in the quote unquote the conservative movement, you have people doing that.
No, it's incredible. And I think it just shows really for 50 years, we haven't said anything good about motherhood as a culture. If you look at what has been there. And so that's what, even this woman who was criticizing me for saying, believing that it's infantilizing. Well, where's that coming from? It's coming from Betty Friedan, who's calling the home a comfortable concentration camp. It's coming from, it's all this nonsense about how bad the home is. It's, what we're going to find our fulfillment in work, which of course is all from Marx and the communists. So it's incredible when you start looking around and seeing, has anybody said anything good? Where's it been? And you've got women obviously like Phyllis Schlafly, and there have been movements that have touched on it, but it's not been in popular culture really at all.
Motherhood.
At all. It's very much considered it's like something to sort of get through, or it's, it's like getting your driver's license. You can do it or not. Like there's no sense of this is who you are in the core, even as a child, that, little girls mother their babies all the time. Like there's something, and I think that's also back to that idea of what a good woman looks like, that she's not smothering. She's not a devouring mother. She's anticipating the needs of other people and trying to help them and help them become who God made them to be. She's trying to provide shelter for them emotionally, spiritually, physically, nourishment, all these different dynamics that we live in the home, but also are in her body. Those are elements that I think we just don't even think about because we've been, again, so focused on how do we compete with men? How do we become like men? And that's why nobody can define womanhood, because we've cut out mother aspect. But even if you're not a biological mother, you're meant to be a spiritual mother. And this is, of course, the beauty of the church and the history of the church is these incredible saints, these incredible women that have shown us how do you mother people as a woman, even without children. Well, there's this spiritual richness. There's the educational aspect between all the schools that nuns ran. There's the psychological element of mentoring people and helping them develop over time, all of that. So I think we've made motherhood something just biological, what was birthing people, instead of this is a whole dynamic of your personality that's built into your body and character and soul. All these pieces are meant to fit together instead of whatever it is that we think women are supposed to be today.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. Before you go, do us a favor, leave a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, like, and subscribe.